Hello and welcome to Sparkhouse Story Day 6 of our stories. And today we are going to learn about a topic called free from slavery. But it's in Exodus. So we've been having stories in Genesis, and now we're in the second book of the Bible of Exodus. And before we talk about free from slavery, I want to introduce you to Moses. And let me show you the picture. So this is Pharaoh. He's the king of Egypt, and he was afraid of the Hebrews and them getting power. So he ordered all of the Hebrew baby boys to be killed in the Nile River. But then baby Moses was born as a Hebrew, and his sister helped save him by putting him in a basket, which goes down the river. And then this is Pharaoh's daughter who rescues Moses, not knowing he's a Hebrew. And Moses is then growing up in the palace with the Pharaoh. And Pharaoh doesn't know that Moses is actually a Hebrew person that he hates. So then Moses is called by God to help the Hebrew people out of their slavery and being killed, and helping to save them from the slavery. And God talks to Moses in a burning bush. And now we are in our story that's free from slavery. When Moses was alive, the Hebrew people were also called Israelites. So many Israelites were slaves in Egypt. Moses and his brother Aaron were their leaders and went to Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. They said, "Our God says, 'Let my people go.'" "I don't believe in your God," shouted Pharaoh. That's Pharaoh. "Now get back to work." Hearing this, God said to Moses in a thumbling voice, "Watch what I will do to Pharaoh. He will let my people go. Tell my people I will free you all and bring you back to the land I promised Abraham." Because they had been slaves for so long, it was hard for the people to believe Moses. So God ordered again, "Tell Pharaoh to let my people go." Moses worried that Pharaoh might not listen to him, but Moses did what God said. It also says it was hard for Moses to do what God asked. What is the hardest thing you have ever had to do? Maybe you have had to go to a new school. Maybe you've had to live in a new place. Maybe you've had to be somewhere and do something that you didn't necessarily love to do. And how was it that you got through that hard time? Talk about that with your family and pause this video about how you got through that hard time. Okay, we are back. Some other questions to have with your family or friends. What jobs would you like to do when you grow up? And what are they? List them down, write them down, talk about them. What difficult thing have you been called to do? Maybe that's to call someone each day and not text, but to call them or send a letter to them. Maybe that's to be a friend with someone that's kind of hard to be friends with. Think about those things. God is always with us. How can we support one another and show God's support to others? How can you show God's support to other people that are having a hard time, or maybe just have questions about who God is? And then it says, play a game of follow the leader. Take turns being Moses to lead the others out of Egypt. So, if you were Moses, how would you feel, and would you be scared of Pharaoh? And would you trust that God would lead you out of something that was horrible? And how can we know that God is with us today through hardship? Okay, please pray with me. And while we're praying, we're going to pretend like we're Moses leading the people out. Okay, this is your staff. Dear God, help us to lead where you tell us to go and trust that you know the way. Help us to, in times of hardship and in times of struggle, but also in times of peace and happiness. Help us to know you know the way. Amen.